Hello, today I'm going to share with you about morphology. Morphology is a branch of linguistics that is responsible for the study of the form of words and your composition. You will wonder what words are for, or what do we need the words for. Words are a set of ideas because language is a set of related signs. We can talk about signs that transmit communications. For example, the traffic light is a thing that doesn't speak but tell us something. For example, when it's in red, has a meaning and it tells us we have to stop. Okay, fine. Morpheme. The morpheme is the part of the word that has the meaning. It is the root where the greatest significant love of the word is. In other words, a morpheme is a smaller unit of the language that has a meaning. That's a morpheme. Affix or bond. An affix is a word element that can be attached to the base or root to form a new word or a new form of the word, usually occurring in the form of either a prefix or a suffix. Let's see. As their names would entail, prefixes like pre, re, and trans are attached to the beginning of words such as predict, reactivate, and transaction. Suffixes like ins, a, and each are attached to the end of words such as socialism, eradicate, and childish. In rare cases, an affix may be added to the middle of a word and is therefore called an infix. As a result, the English language evolved rapidly with the use of affixes, allowing for near infinitive expansion of commonly understood vocabulary with simple additions of prefixes, suffixes, and infixes. In English grammar and morphology, affixation is the process of adding a morpheme or affix to a word to create either a different form of that word or a new word with different meaning. Affixation is the most common way of making new words in English. Inflection. In English, there isn't inflections in the verb. You have to put some different words, but the verb doesn't change. But, for example, in Spanish, the verb change. For example, if you say cantaré, cantarán, cantaremos, it changed. But English is not possible. You have to add another word. A prefix is a word, letter, or number placed before another. For example, as you can see here, the institute was granted the Princess Royal in 1961. Prefixes typically maintain the word class, noun, verb, adjective, etc. Maintain the word class of the word. For example, modifying suffixes oftentimes change the form entirely, as is the case with, for example, exploration. Compared to explore, is something like that. Okay, prefix and suffix, or prefixes and suffixes. We need to understand that prefixes goes before the root, as you can see here. Re, an, self, an, pre, v. And the suffixes goes after the root, as in, ist, hut, et. Now, let's look at some examples where we can to be clear about this prefix and suffix meaning. Okay, here we have some examples about prefixes and suffixes. This is the root. This is the root word. We can change this form, but this word has prefixes and suffixes, as you can see. The prefixes are before the word and suffixes are after that word. Here we have these examples, as you can see. Okay, in summary, we need to understand that morphologic is the study of the words, not in a sentence, but in a word. It's different to the syntax. In this case, the morphology has a specific area that we can call morphemes, and the study of these morphemes can change depending of the word. Can be changed using prefixes or suffixes. Well, that's it. See you around.